There's leaves everywhere. Man, have we got a lot of stuff to clean up here. If you look up in the tops of the trees, you can hear the squirrels running around, and you can hear the crows up top there having a lovely conversation with whatever they're talking about. But this is the day before Thanksgiving, and I am busy prepping for this big feast. Take you for a little walk and talk down at the end of the driveway here. The cars is back and forth. People are headed to their families' houses and whatever they do. But just wanted to bring you guys down and let's take a little gander and a peek and a listen to all the stuff that's going on here outside. We got all the pretty leaves. They're still falling. I'm not going to do any raking. I'm not going to do any composting. I'm going to do absolutely nothing until that last leaf falls. Then we'll get out here and we'll rake it up and we'll get it all fixed and nice and neat and keep all my little area out here as neat and in place as possible. It's a pretty day today out here. It's in the 60s, so it's kind of not what you call warm, but you don't really need a coat. You just wear your short sleeve shirt and some pants and keep on getting it. It's a lot of stuff that's been falling down here, including limbs and things that we have to get up. And just like with every fall and every season that comes, you've got things that will wither up and die, the leaves, and they'll fall to the ground and they'll compost themselves, or we rake them up, we burn them, and then we plant new things and wait for the spring, to come after the winter. So every season has its cycle. I don't know exactly where you live at, but we're in North Carolina, and we have what some would say the benefit of all 4 of the seasons. Look how pretty those leaves are right there with the sun just shining through them. Look at that. It's very pretty. The colors are pretty. We got a lot of yellows, a lot of reds, We've got some evergreens and things out here, obviously, because North Carolina has a bunch of pine trees and other types of cedars and evergreens, just different things. Some of the green foliage up there at the front of the roadway up there hasn't died off or turned. Some of it will, some of it won't. But anyway, my point is that holiday time can be very difficult for some people, depending on what you're going through. Things change. Seasons come. People leave. People pass away. New babies are born. There's all kinds of stuff that's happening throughout every season, not only of weather, but of life. And it's how you learn to deal with it, how you learn to carry on, that dictates what your attitude will be towards your own life and new beginnings, and some sad endings. But it's up to us how we decide to carry ourselves forward. And a lot, of us, we just choose to carry on through the hard times, but there's some people that have great difficulty doing that. And in the grief and the depression, we kind of get stuck in a rut. We get stuck on 1 or 2 things, and then we let our mind just kind of lay real heavy, We just have a really hard time kind of breaking away from the sadness and the pattern of things. But just know that you're not the only one out there that experiences this. You're not the only one out there that suffered grief, that suffered loss. You're not the only one out there who's a first-time mama who's finding it very difficult to deal with a new life and a new baby. Or you could be an experienced mom and find it difficult that you got 3 or 4 kids now. Makes things a little bit difficult and a little tough. But always know that there's somebody out there that's going to have it the same as you. Some's going to have it a little worse than you. So you've got to remember to always come out of that sad place, that depressive state. And if you have difficulty with that, then find you somebody to talk to. Holiday time and Christmas and Thanksgiving is especially sad for people who just don't have anywhere to go and they just don't know what else to do. So like leaves on the trees, some of them kind of float away in despair, and I don't want that for any of you guys. I want y'all to know that no matter what happens, you can always go look at some of my videos. We talk about some of these things. We take our walks in the woods. It's that time again. Start taking walks in the woods. Listen to nature. Look at everything. Find something that you can be happy with. Find something that brings you joy. That's obviously not self-destructive, but find something good in anything and go from there. Baby steps, little baby steps at a time. Not everybody can bounce back from hardships as easy as others do. Oh, would you look at that? Remember my videos from the spring when we planted these Leyland cypresses? I want you to look what the deer's done to it. Look right here what they've done. Oh my goodness. They have rubbed Mr. Leyland cypress here. They have rubbed a mess out of him. Ain't that something? Oh well. That will repair itself. You can repair yourself too. Hard times, good times, everybody's going through something right now. And the holidays always seem to provoke either unwanted feelings or wanted feelings. You got to make a choice. Just like these little boxwoods. We have this one right here that survived. This one, I don't think he's going to do very well, but you know what? We're just going to let him alone and see what he does in the spring. And if he doesn't do anything, we're going to pluck him up. And we're going to plant another one. Just like that. Back in its space. Enjoy your Thanksgiving any way you can. With who you can if you celebrate. If you don't, then you just don't. Just remember to be kind. Because there's always somebody in this world that is going through something a little bit worse than what you're feeling right now. And don't take it out on everybody else. It's never a wise thing. Be very mindful of what you say and how you say it. Because regardless of what you think, some people do hang on to words, and they do carry and harbor some hurtful things already, and they just add that hurt into what they're already feeling. So you want to be very careful and very mindful. And if you show kindness, even if they don't show it back, you've done the right thing. Our creek down here is just as empty as it can be. No pretty sounds of trickling water. We haven't had very much rain this year. This hasn't been very full. It's empty. My little deer haven't had much to drink out here, so I haven't seen a whole lot of them in my front yard, except for the big buck that comes through and rubs his antlers on certain bushes and things that I've planted out here. I gotta come out here and clean out some stuff too. I want you guys to know that you're appreciated, you're loved by somebody. If not by me, by somebody. Somebody out there is gonna love you no matter what. And I wish for you all a very, very wonderful, calm, very happy Thanksgiving the way you choose to do it. This acorn fell off the tree, got closer, buried into some good dirt there, good earth. And now it's got a little sprout on the top of it. And it's going to sprout a nice tree somewhere. I'm going to put it somewhere else in just a little bit. That way it'll be able to do whatever it wants to do, as long as the squirrels don't dig it up and eat it. But isn't that nice to know that the trees, acorns, and all types of seeds and things can float everywhere? No matter what the issue is with the tree, they've always got some type of seed or fruit or flower or something that can regenerate and always seem to find a way to grow something new and start over with something good. So y'all keep that in mind. We all have potential. No matter where you come from, what your background is, everybody's got potential. We can have a bad past, but that doesn't predict our future. Especially if we're willing to change and we want to change to be better, to do better. We can do it, just like this little acorn right here. He's going to grow into something pretty and be a nice, lovely tree that's going to benefit everything and everybody around him. Provided the squirrel doesn't need him first, and then the squirrel decides he just needs him for lunch, then, there you go. There's millions more out here on the ground. Just remember, everybody comes from nothing. It depends on how you make yourself into a something or not.
When you can't put your prayer into words, God hears your heart.
When you've cried all your tears, God hears your heart. God hears your heart.
When you suffer in pain and you can't find relief, when the load is too heavy on your shoulders,
God hears your heart. He hears your heart.
When you can't hide the fears of your past,
God hears your heart. When you have nothing more you can give,
God hears your heart.
He hears your heart.
When you find yourself low, you don't know where to go, and the load weighs heavy on your shoulders,
God hears your heart. He hears your heart.
God is in everything. He hears your cries. When you think He's not watching, He's there all the time. He has known you from the very start.
God hears your heart. When you
God knows your heart.
He'll go with you to the end.
Yes, He knows